like to go run in these ancient trees and around corners, and I never know what I'm going to see. I'm hopping over logs and along routes, and my mind is always engaged in the terrain. I feel like I'm going on an adventure, and there's so many trails in the Bellingham area that I really rarely hit this. It keeps it fresh, it keeps it entertaining, and just something I love to do to start my day almost every morning. Urban Chucknut 50K starts right here, launches kind of a flat, the old rails to trails type trail that takes you down into the mountains. Yeah, and able to trail run and ultra run and still work a full-time job and be, good a dad as I can. Or, dark in the wintertime, getting lighter in the summer, and head out into the Chucknuts here, anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours, and welcome the day and smell the mist in the forest and see the sun come up. I feel like no matter what happens the rest of the day, I've already had a great day because I got a good run in the morning. And then when I come back, I'm off to work, do that for about 8 hours, come back, and then it's time for the bike ride down to one of the parks along the water, looking over the San Juans. But that's really is the ability to maximize my time to get running in the morning so that I don't jeopardize.
Matt.
Good. Holly, welcome to Fairhaven Runners.
Hey, thanks. Yeah. You have a beautiful store. I see a lot of decor up on the walls, and it feels very natural. I feel like in the Northwest, I think of trees and lumber, and you guys got a really cool theme going on here.
Yeah, it's a piece of Bellingham for sure. Bellingham's a very, very big running community, even down to little kids. I mean, we have a Trailblazers organization where kids who are in elementary school are now running on the trails. So lots of running and lots of local races. We probably have one almost every weekend. And it attracts a lot of people because trails are right outside your front door practically. I mean, you don't have to drive very far to get to a whole network that you can run for hours and hours.
So this is pretty cool. I see a bunch of singlets up here. What are those?
Yeah, so most of the local schools here, the high schools, come here for their running shoes, their track spikes. So we have singlets so that when the kids come in, they can see their school represented up there. They totally love it.
And you were kind enough to meet us pretty early, and the store just opened, and I don't think I've seen anything like this. Like 20 people just flooded in here. Is that?
Well, some days are like that. There's also an event in Eastern Washington this weekend called Sun Mountain. So there's a lot of people stopping by right now to pick up last minute things, socks, goos, nutrition items.
And I really like this map here. It looks like a really nice overview of what you were talking about.
It's an awesome overview, and Steve, the owner of Fairhaven Runners, created that, probably 10 or 12 years ago. Yeah, so this is actually a great overview. Obviously, you can see Mount Baker there, from Blanchard Mountain to Mount Baker, Fairhaven, and then the interurban goes all the way down, all the way to Larrabee Park. You can run from Fairhaven all the way to downtown, all along the waterfront. There's a trail system that's been built. The South Bay Trail runs just along here. You can see here, that's the boardwalk.
Oh, great.
So you can just run along it and pretty much be on trails the whole time.
And I saw this picture right here. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so that's the beginning of the Mount Baker Marathon. And actually this is the finish line. in downtown Bellingham. It's probably, you know, early 1900s.
Yeah, so you got some history here.
Oh, there's a lot of history. It was probably the first ultra in the country, from Bellingham up to the summit of Mount Baker. And there's actually a gentleman in town, Daniel Probst, who's working on recreating that race again and getting the permitting and the trails ready for folks to be able to do that on a regular basis.
Normal loop every day, and what we're trying to do is get people to go out a little further.
Yeah, trail running, I just like to be able to go see for the world. I'm able to go to races or go do on adventures in New Zealand and Patagonia and over to Europe. So I feel very lucky to be able to go. We all share a common passion. We all love the outdoors. We love being active in the outdoors. So that's one of the cool things about all the trails around here is we can go off on a hike, we're talking 100 yards, something like that, but she gets to go trail running too. So it's fun just to take her to little places in the woods, like we're on this rope swing, and she was having the time of her life just swinging across a little creek here. So I really enjoy it, and if she wants to run trails too, that's great. Someday we could go trail run.
Fairhaven Runners and Walkers is so much more than a store. We're an important part of the community. We enjoy working to support your active lifestyle. From head to toe, we have the products, the people, and the knowledge that will help you reach your goals. By providing helpful clinics, injury screenings, weekly events, and group outings, we have been with you on the trails, the paths, and the races since 1999. We are locally owned and operated with a commitment to community, sustainability, and most importantly, you. Friendly staff share your goals, whether it's just a great fitting walking shoe, new shorts, or just running in the trails with you. Think Fairhaven Runners. Yes, a store, but so much more.
Bellingham's an amazing place to be a runner and a walker.
I like running in Bellingham just because we have so many trails. You really can't beat how green and amazing the trails in Bellingham are.
I love the smell of cedar and pine, and I really like to run when it's just rained, so you have that damp earth smell.
Running doesn't require a lot. So your feet.
I think Fairhaven.
Bellingham's an amazing place to be a runner and a walker.
I like running in Bellingham just because we have so many trails. You really can't beat how green and amazing the trails in Bellingham are.
I love the smell of cedar and pine, and I really like to run when it's just rained, so you have that damp earth smell.
Running doesn't require a lot. So it starts with your feet.
I think Fairhaven genuinely cares about the running community being the best they can be.
Fairhaven Runners is definitely not just a shoe store. You can tell that right when you first walk in. We're definitely more geared towards a community-minded focus. It's kind of encouraging the active lifestyle that Bellingham already has, and I think that identifies really well with our store's mission, which is just encouraging activity and being able to just recreate however you want to recreate and let us help you figure that out.
I have found through Fairhaven Runners a group of women who are of like mind. They want to go out, they want to be active. They're not interested in racing, they just want to get out and walk with their friends for an hour. It seems to me that Fairhaven Runners is just about you being the best at what you want to do.
It's not about how fast you are, it's just about help you with that process.
Just everybody and anybody in the community.
Fairhaven Runners is for everyone.
Fairhaven Runners is just everyone. It's every single person that's active. We